When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Mars?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? Doni.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's
The doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul, baby. Listen, we have a show for you today. But before we get to Bishop Barry Chapman and Bishop Barry's Pest Control, and this man is the quintessential entrepreneur in business in multiple states up and down the East Coast. I just want to take a moment and make a comment about Armstrong Williams over there at Fox 45 in the Baltimore Sun. Armstrong, you have not been in Baltimore long enough to say anything about our politicians, our leaders, our city, anything. You haven't contributed anything to the city of Baltimore. Nothing but rhetoric. That's like me going to Atlanta and starting a publication. And as soon as I get there, I'm going to tell them people in Atlanta how to live when I have no skin in the game. I've not walked these streets. I've not cleaned one alley. I've not helped one drug addict. I've not paid one squeegee kid. That's my question for Armstrong Williams. You're talking about Baltimore. Have you ever given a squeegee kid $1 or $2 to clean your window? That's all I want to know from Armstrong Williams. That's all I want to know. And it's Friday, and we about to get started. We got a Black Wall Street today at noon. Can you believe it? At noon. I couldn't believe they told me it was going to be at noon. 12 noon. Howard University. Couldn't turn that down, though. And while we plug in HBCUs, let me plug Coppin State. Well, we working on this lighting over here. Any lighting experts out there, please help your boy out. We struggling over here. But nonetheless, we got a very tenacious entrepreneur. And he buy you lunch too. Oh, he like he good. Oh, I love to hang out with him. And plus, he know a little something about politics. All right, let the party begin. Welcome to the show, Bishop Barry Chapman.
Thank you very much, Doni Glover. I appreciate you having me on today on this March the 29th, Good Friday.
It is Good Friday. I made a mistake of saying last Friday was Good Friday.
Yeah, it's
Good
Good Friday.
In sync with my Christian dome.
It's definitely Good Friday.
Good Friday. It wasn't good for the man getting nailed to a cross. It wasn't good. I don't think they call it Good Friday.
Wasn't nothing good about it. I don't know why they call it. I'm trying to figure out why they call it Good Friday. Somebody was getting crucified.
It's bad right? Friday.
Yeah, definitely bad Friday for the person that was getting crucified.
Bishop, tell me about your grandma.
Beatrice Burnham was a minister in East Baltimore. She was a 4-feet Cherokee Indian, and she had 2 churches One was on Huffman Street, coming down from North and Broadway and Huffman, under that little bridge, that little church to sit there before you get to the bridge. And then she had another one at 1100 Rutland Avenue. So I guess I guess I could be called a little preacher's kid, because when I was younger, parents decided they wanted to separate, and they didn't want to do that marriage thing. So I went to live with her. So she kind of like said, "Look here, brother, I'm not gonna let you, get all emotional about the fact that your parents decided that they don't want to be together. So you need to come live with me. You got to go to school. You gotta clean your room, and you're gonna have to come to church, because I got to get you some spirituality. Okay, you got to be grounded." So she had 19 grandchildren, and she had 3 daughters, and she said, "Y'all gonna be my first congregation."
Oh, that's how she did it.
That's how she did it. She rolled it out. You know what I mean? And then the churches grew from that point. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how she rolled. And I sometimes
he said, "Y'all gonna be my first congregation."
Yeah, the first congregation. So I thought that, I think that, I'm sure you probably feel the same way, is that some people just have a significant impact on your life. Okay, on how you pursue your life and how you move around in the world. So I was just glad that she had a significant impact on who I am today. If I had to say who was the most significant person that had impact, it would be her. Now, I'm not suggesting that other people haven't had a significant impact as well, but she definitely at the top of the list.
For me, and I'm going on tenure, because my mom left. She got her wings 39 years ago. Pops got his wings about 21 years ago. I would have to say it was my pops, because I spent even more time with him, particularly after mom's got her wings. So I would say Doc Glover had the most significant influence in my life.
So what do you think that was, I guess, the most important thing that had an impact on you?
That ass whipping, the one when he came in the house and said, "Take my clothes off and go run your bath water." This wasn't a regular ass whipping. This was this was epic. This was medieval. This was a once in a lifetime. After one of these, you won't want another one. You won't do anything to get another one. Because I clearly recall saying, "I won't do it again. I won't do it no more." And I could hear this voice in the middle of the lashing saying, "I know you won't." I know you. First of all, I'm still mind screwed, because he said, "Take my clothes off." I'd heard a lot of things in life. I never heard nobody say, "Take my clothes off."
I heard that too, Doni. So during the period of time that I was with my mother before they broke, before the parents broke up, she used to have that same old thing, "Take my clothes off." I was like, now, what was significant about it on one of the times?
It was mine.
No. You didn't have no receipt of that you purchased that those clothes. So those were their clothes.
That part.
Yeah.
We thought they were our clothes.
No, yeah, well, we certainly didn't understand the fact that we weren't not in charge of taking care of ourselves, and that we didn't have the resources that had the money to buy the clothes in the first place. So yeah, they were somebody else's clothes. We were just borrowing them, in between wearing them in the washing machine. That's how that was rolling.
They saved our life, Bishop.
Ain't no question about it. Okay, ain't no question about it. You
grew up in East Baltimore, you saw them jails.
Oh my God. Let me tell you what my grandma used to do, right? She used to ride us down Greenmount Avenue, right? And she used to roll past the Maryland State Penitentiary, and she would say, they hold black people over there. And you better be stand up and fly right, or you're gonna be over there joining them. And I better not hear nothing going on about what you did that's going to be starting you on the road of going over there. And if you do, I ain't coming to visit you, and I ain't going to give you no care package.
I heard that part too. I ain't coming to visit you in no jail.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
Bishop, you and I both grew up with brothers, men, brothers in the community. It didn't take them long to get to that penitentiary, to diagnostic. Now they got Supermax, and when we grew up, it wasn't no diagnostic, but now they got diagnostic, Supermax, so on and so forth. But many of the cats we grew up with, they did go to prison.
Yeah, they went to prison.
How much time did you do in prison?
I ain't do no time in prison. That was them ass whippings I was getting. Okay. Yeah, if you had to fear somebody, right?
And that's what I try to tell people to say, because I've said on the radio before, spank your kids. And a very dear friend of mine's mama said to me, don't hit little people. I'm with Bernie Mac.
Let me tell you something.
Bernie Mac say, bust a move. Bust a move. You think you the one? Bust a move.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, Don. That is something that is really horrible when you know that you have a situation where the state tell you that you can't beat your kids, and that's a pipeline to prison. How you can't discipline them to stop them stop them from going to prison and make them understand early about what right and wrong is.
If you don't put the fear of God in your children, you leave it for the 5-0 and the PO.
Exactly.
Or the CO, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the PO.
Yeah.
The probation officer, the correctional officer, and the police officer. That's who you leave it to. If you ain't going to do it, they got somebody who will.
Exactly. So, but how did we get to the point where the state says you can't beat your children, and they got all this stuff about you when you beat your children, it's traumatizing and
traumatizing being over that jail.
Exactly.
And somebody telling you when to get up and when to go to sleep, when to go to the bathroom, when to eat.
Exactly. So
that's trauma.
Yeah, you
gave up your freedom.
I would rather take that beating from the parents and the grandparents and the uncles and the aunts and the cousins than to go over there and get in line, and you got to walk down the hallway in a straight line like you a soldier going to the bathroom, going to the rec room, going to the yard. I mean, it's got to be humiliating.
Doug Jones makes a point. You remember that commercial when we were kids? You can't even keep your room clean.
Exactly. Exactly. I was listening to the song the other day. I know you know the song too, Donnie. Gil Scott-Heron, when he was talking about Reagan in the song, call him Hollywood. I was like, why would he call him Hollywood?
B Movie. That came out around 83.
Right. I love that song. I play it when I'm riding down the highway sometimes.
Acting like an actor, Hollywood.
Yeah, acting like the actor Hollywood. Yeah. So Donnie, so what do you think is going to be happening with I heard a guy say, I was down in East Baltimore the other day, and I was like over there on Monument Street, and I heard this guy say they need to take City Hall and push it into the harbor. I ain't never heard no stuff like that before, right? And I'm looking at him, right? And I said, what you say? He said they need to take City Hall and push it into the harbor. I said, well, why do you feel that way?
It's too gorgeous a building. Just take the people and put the people on a boat, and I wouldn't throw them in the harbor. I'd build a permanent little island out there while they building that bridge. Let them stay out there for the next 10 years while they building that bridge.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Now, you and I know.
Because clearly, nobody knows what the hell is going on.
Now I know. Look, you and I know.
And what insults me is you start to see things get done in an election year. Things that should have been done 3 years ago.
Exactly. I think
All because you want a funky vote.
Exactly.
Go on, little boy.
But you
go
know
on
what?
down the road. What
what
the old people say? Go on now. Go on.
But you know what? I think it's a bad relationship between the voters and the people who get voted for. It's a bad marriage because
and let me tell you something else. Between social media and reality, we have gotten away from our values. There was a time when a man had to marry a woman if you're bringing a baby into this world.
Right.
And now there are no rules. When the mayor has a child out of wedlock, it's different than when the everyday person does. I don't care what nobody say. And if you don't believe that, you don't have to. But that's why we are where we are, because we justify bull feces. We justify foolishness.
Let me tell you
something. You can't have it both ways. You're going to do it this way or that way. And this way has positive consequences, and that way, oh well.
Well, I had a lady. We were talking about that on the talk show that I have with WFBR 1590 AM on Thursdays at noon, and so we were talking about the same thing that you were talking about the situation with Mayor Scott. So I said that well,
and you can't just sweep it under the rug.
The thing was, Donnie, is that think about to us for a second. They got laws on the book about alienation of affection, right? Suppose the husband would have raised that. I don't care whether he was separated from his wife or not. The husband could have raised a civil complaint talking about alienation of affection. I want her back, and that would have just drove the news cycle for the next 30 days. And on top of that, so like you said, they had a baby, right? Suppose he would have raised that.
Who knew he had a girlfriend?
No, I don't think nobody knew he had one.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Thing more top secret than Watergate files.
Yeah, I don't think nobody knew. Okay, but they found.
I'm supposed to believe my lying eyes.
The baby's name is Charm. You know what the baby's name is? So you gonna go silent on me, huh?
My grandfather, the only grandfather I ever had, said, "If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing."
Don't say nothing. Okay, all right. Well,
I'm just talking about the foolishness and the chicanery and the Olivia Pope spin that came before we even. Damn, you got a baby? Who knew he had a girlfriend? It's the spin. Yeah. The spin. And young people think that spin works. Young people think 1,000 views on TikTok means you have done something. Young people think that social media presence equals reality, but it don't. It doesn't.
Well, the world has definitely changed significantly, and the values
are still values.
Yeah, but it's definitely changed. Well, yeah, the values have changed.
It's just like these tight pants that these clothing companies are now making. I mean, to wear regular pants like what we grew up in, you got to search through the pile. You got to know what the opposite of slim fit is. I mean, these jeans so tight, they're squeezing your testicles.
Let me definitely stop the blood flow. Okay.
So you have feminized grown men.
Yep.
Or you're feminizing.
But what about the part where we see, some men walk down the street with their pants down? I mean, so where did that come from? That popped up out of nowhere.
Very gay to me. With all due respect, shows me a man that wants somebody to look at his butt.
I mean, where did that come from, though, Donnie?
And heterosexual men tend not to want somebody looking at their butt because he's busy looking at a woman's butt.
No, But
I
think
don't know.
about that. You
Hey,
don't walk around in the
you
penitentiary.
ain't over
like
that jail with your pants down. You better believe that.
Yeah, that's right. Because somebody be
Because you will be
somebody in
somebody's girlfriend.
Ain't no question.
So
Ain't
keep
no
it
question.
100. I don't want them
Yeah.
alphabet people coming after me. We just call them a spade a spade.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff. When I see that stuff, I'm saying, and I've heard some people. So when I've been in the street sometime, and they walk past some men be telling them, man, pull your pants up, man. You a man. You ain't got no business with your pants down. Where your belt at? Right? And so the people that got their pants down turn around and look at them and roll their eyes at them. And I'm saying, so where's the people who look at them people before they come out the house?
They're not in the child's life. 70% single mother household, black community, national fact.
70%.
70% single mother household. Daddy not in the house.
Okay. And that's why
So it's hard to be a man when you don't see a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard to be a woman when you don't see a woman.
Exactly.
Black men, we make up 13% of the population as a people. Black men make up 34% of the prison. 1 in 3 people in prison is a black man. And we don't even numerically constitute those numbers. But in prison, we do. We're starring in the prison movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what they call the prison industrial complex.
And brothers want to make it, yeah, boy, you don't know nothing about bitten. No, I don't, sir. And neither should you.
Yeah.
Now, I know about running a business, sir.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. I don't want to know how to do a bit.
Nope.
I pray to God after 58 years of not seeing a prison, I never see a prison.
Exactly.
They got a sign over city jail saying never again. I did see that sign. I was about 17. Said never again.
Listen, Johnny, so what do you think is going to happen with the situation with the Marilyn Mosby case? How much time you think
they're trying to mash her? I hope she gets no jail time, especially when you have a president as guilty as sin, who owes the world, including America, $500 million. I just hope the lady don't go to prison. She does not deserve that. She does not deserve that. And what's shameful is that you had a prosecutor, Eric Barron, who went after her because of some petty feud. A black man went after her. So that's why I didn't, when she ran for her re-election the 3rd time, I supported Russell Nevadon first time against her, Ivan Bates the 2nd time against her. But the 3rd time, I couldn't pile on that black woman. And she had beat my candidate twice. So I wasn't going out there against her and actually stood with her. And some people got mad, caused some feelings, but I'm not, that woman beat, she won. And she deserved my love and support.
And let me tell you something. I hope that
and she showed more balls than a lot of these chumps who call themselves men.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that I hope that they don't give it any time for a couple of reasons. I don't think she deserves it. And the other thing is that when you got young kids, the parents need to be with the kids. I mean, sending her to jail for that is I think it's just
racism. Don't care nothing about her kids.
I understand.
We live in a racist society, and Baltimore is home of segregation. So we know what the racists in Baltimore and Maryland and the rest of America do. We see it all the time, and they don't care nothing about her. And that's why we pray the blood over her. We pray God's blessings over her and God's protection. Only God can change the heart of evil people like that.
Well, I think the sentencing come up in May. The last report I had on what was going to happen, I think the sentence comes up in May. But I certainly hope that she doesn't get any time, and that she gets I mean, you know, you can find her here and there, but that, you know, so I mean, she took on a lot when she took on that Freddie Gray case. So that's where it emanated from. And once that ball got to rolling and stopped, you know, it was a revenge thing. People's gonna get revenge for them taking on establishment. Basically.
All right, Bert. Bishop, what is your phone number?
410 410 292 3029.
Okay, now here we go, Bishop. Now, folks, if you live in Baltimore City, you know about mice, you know about roaches. Whether you got them or not, you know about them.
You know about rats too.
And about rats.
Okay.
So if you need pest control, and Bishop will tell you more so than pest control is pest management.
Yep.
Because you cannot get rid of what's already here.
Exactly.
But you can guide them away from your house. There are crawl spaces. This man has hunted down beavers.
Raccoon.
Have you ever had to take out a porcupine?
No, I haven't been able to do one of them, but I did do a raccoon that was stuck up in a it was an emergency, right? It was a raccoon stuck up in the ceiling behind all this ductwork that was over top of a library, right? So when I got there, the librarian ran out the library like a shot, right? And I said, "Wait a minute, hold it, what's going on?" She said, "It's a raccoon looking down at me on at the drop ceiling." I said, "Don't kid me, right?" She said, "I'm not staying in there. What you gonna do about it?" I said, "Well, let's find a building engineer, and then we're gonna go from there, right?" So we got the building engineer. So I told the building engineer, we'll get a hold of the principal of the school. Everybody, we're gonna lock down the school. Nobody in, nobody out until I can get this raccoon out of here. So I had to go up in there with a flashlight, okay, because wasn't no lights up there in that duct system. I can't find the daggone raccoon. So what I did, Donnie, I put a cage up there, right? You know, you can't kill them. So you get fined for killing wildlife. So I put a cage up there, right? I put a cage up there and I put food in the cage beyond the trip plate. So there's one way in, and then in the middle, there's a trip plate. Okay. So you put the food beyond the trip plate and the back door closed. And then I caught him and I took him out, but you couldn't kill him, so you had to take him. It's
Who
called
gonna tell?
Who
Who gonna tell? Who gonna tell? Who gonna tell?
Listen.
You know I'm from Baltimore.
There's no such thing as a secret if somebody know other than you. What you mean? Who gonna tell? Somebody gonna tell. So I had to take it out to the park and release it. You can't kill them. They got laws against that. So it's called catch and release. Yeah, you can't kill them.
If you say so, Bishop, but I'm from Baltimore and I done experienced different.
What you experience?
Like around there on Stricker Street, Lee and Jones wreck, 13-year-old girl got killed in front of everybody. Nobody said a word.
They
still ain't said a word.
They walked up and just shot her?
She got killed in front of a whole bunch of people and nobody saw nothing.
Lord have mercy.
Baltimore.
What about
a
that
13-year-old little girl?
What about that girl who was the hairdresser who had a salon?
Tiffany Harrison.
Yeah, they killed her too. Yeah.
Right there in East Baltimore, in front of a baby.
Yep.
And ain't nobody seen nothing.
And they ain't caught them yet.
Yeah, so I know damn well a raccoon ain't got a chance. You tell me a raccoon get somebody to speak up on his behalf, but human beings, nobody knows nothing. Nope. Shameful. Don't kill nobody in front of me, okay?
Yeah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. So I mean, I don't think it appears, Donnie, the whole world going off a cliff.
Bishop, you got to tell them that other story. Then we're gonna get on to some other topic about the little girl and the rat.
Okay, so we get a call. Okay, the Saturday before, I got the second call. I went to this lady's house over on Huffman Street, right? So I go in there and I'm walking around when I go into a place, I inspect, assess, and then I treat. So when I walked up to the front door, there was I walked up to the front door and there was a crack in the marble steps. So I said, Miss, you're gonna have to get that fixed because that's a pathway into the structure. I said the house sits on the foundation, and then if every time the home shifts, it creates cracks and crevices that you can't see. So she said, yeah, but she was trying to call a handyman on Monday to see if that happened. How about when Monday come, she tell me she got a rat in the house. I was like, oh my God. I said, is it dead? She said, no, it's alive. So we walk in the house and the little girl is standing there petting the rat. And I'm saying to the little girl, that ain't Ben who Michael Jackson was singing about. Come here, little girl. You got to go upstairs with your grandmother. Get out of this scenario because them rats' teeth is like razor sharp. Okay.
All right, Bishop, I don't believe you. Let me just tell you, I don't believe you went in there and the little girl playing with a rat. I don't believe you.
All right, well, okay. Think about this for a minute. Do you know that people play with hamsters? They like little mice, right?
Who play with a rat?
People,
and what rat want to be played with?
Because they want, you don't think they want affection too? Why do you think they make babies? They want affection too. Okay, give me a break.
I'm just glad the rat ain't bite the little girl. It was nothing but angels. See, all night and all day, the angels are watching over me.
Yes.
Ain't that little girl playing with Ben the rat?
And so I got me one of them rat glue boards where the glue is like a half an inch thick, right? They call blackouts, right? So I had to put the glue boards down, and the rat ran across the glue board and got stuck on it, and we picked him up and took him out of there, right? Because I know he was going to go to the kitchen because that's what the food area was, right? So I put a line of glue boards between the living room, with the dining room and the kitchen, and he ran right on.
How long was this stakeout?
This stakeout took about an hour. Took about an hour, man. Listen, Donnie, you got to be a gangster to be in the pest control.
That's your cartoon. That's your cartoon. The Adventures of Bishop Barry Pest Control.
Yeah, you got
410-292-3029.
Because you can't be no mealy mouse person when you walk up on some pests. Ain't no retreating. You got to deal with standing there in front of you. Ain't no, I'm gonna come back later. Oh hell no! The time you come back later, they be done made 10 babies.
Tell them about that part. Tell them about the reproductive rate of rodents.
Oh my God! You could get the litter of a mice. You can have 7 or 8 mice in 30 days, 30 to 45 days. So think about the people who don't do anything to their house. They don't do no pest control until it look like the pests about to take over the house.
Bishop, thank you for saving me many times because I live down here on Carlton Avenue and we got vacants.
And that's a problem too. Anytime there's a vacant or vacant houses in a block, that's just a harborage area for mice, rats, wild animals.
I can't live with no rats, bro.
Yeah,
I knew a lady down the street lived with rats. I can't live with. I'm gone.
Hey, listen, you don't want to live with no rats either because they teeth get a hold of you. You're gonna know you got bit. Okay, and they just dangerous.
That's why I don't know how you can be homeless in Baltimore, cat down there by City Hall sleeping on the ground.
Yeah,
with them big wharf rats out that harbor. How can you lay your head down, son?
Not only that, is they come out the storm drain. The rats come out the storm drain. That's the first water source. Okay, they go down the storm drain to get water. They go down the storm drain to get water. Okay, and and so they can thrive. Okay, I had a lady call me the other day down. She lives on Gilmore Street. Now I went down there about I think it was about a month ago, and I'm telling her, you need to call the city to get the city to treat them houses that's vacant, because I said when you start cooking that soul food,
Call the
they come
city
to
for
this
what?
one.
Call the city for what?
To open
For what?
open up.
How long that's gonna take?
Okay, to open up those houses and treat them houses. Okay.
Hey man, they got money they ain't even used. We don't know what's going on with this city. Thank God for Hogan for knocking down them damn vacants. And it's a damn shame we can't get that program going. Project Core.
Yeah.
Apparently it knocked down 3,000 of the 16,000. We need that to continue. And that's the thing. One thing Sheila said, if something is working, then keep it going. Whether you implemented it or not, just keep it going. But the ego of a politician stinks to the high heavens. If I didn't do it, then I'm not going to keep it going. What kind of tomfoolery
Yeah, that's
is
yeah,
that?
that's yeah, and they got to get off of that ego trip for real.
Well, you in politics.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Let's get the Bishop Barry off of there. You in politics.
well, I did
Oh, you in politics.
dabble out here in Baltimore County and in Baltimore City. I move around and try to reshape the thought patterns of what we're doing about the
Bishop, how many
lifestyle.
damn jobs you got? You got a pest control thing. I forgot about the paralegal.
Yeah, I do. I'm a freelance paralegal.
The pest control in how many states?
Maryland, DC, PA, Virginia, and Delaware. Yeah, I'll be running up and down 95. Okay, right. 95 is my roadway. I'm glad I wasn't moving around when that bridge fell off. Oh my God.
Bishop, any thoughts on that, man?
Man, listen, man, that thing broke my heart, man, when I heard that, man, because I can imagine the fact that, think about it, you falling and you about to go to your death. So let me tell you something. Me and my family had a discussion about that. So we said, well, if the car fell off the bridge, and your electrical system in your car will fry first. So if you got them electric windows, then you ain't gonna be able to open the windows and the doors because of the pressure of the water because it hit the water like a ton of bricks, right? So we all pledged that if we get ready to go across the bridge, we're gonna pull down all the windows and we're gonna have flotation devices wrapped around us in case we fall into the water. At least you got a chance.
But it happened so fast, you never had a chance to, and it's dark. It's dark, you're in the water, you got steel all around you.
But Donnie, why was them people on the bridge with no flotation device? If they fall off the bridge, it's a sure death, isn't it? It's a sure death. So do you mean they was on the bridge fixing potholes and they ain't have no flotation? And let me tell you what OSHA says. Now, I used to work for maintenance, right, for the state. OSHA says that when you up on those heights like that, particularly on roofs, and a bridge is a damn roof, as far as I'm concerned, you're supposed to have a clip around your waist and your upper harness body. So if you fall, that you dangling instead of falling to your death. Where was the OSHA on that bridge? What was the OSHA regulation on what they were supposed to do to protect yourself on that bridge?
At night. I
understand, but they were supposed to have protection.
What I'm saying, at night, you should be even more cautious because it's dark. And one slip, nobody gonna see you again.
Listen, exactly. And they only found the two of the people, 4 of them. They still haven't gotten them. Okay, the divers they can't. How you gonna see in water that you can't see through?
And cold. 200 feet, 185-foot drop.
Yep.
Off balance. Ain't like you can get in position to try to go in without a lot of splash. As soon as you hit it, it's like hitting the wall.
Yes, and you hit that water and they knock you unconscious, and then you drown.
You travel that bridge all the time?
Man, yeah, I run up and down Key Highway too, but I'm glad. Look, and I'm thinking about moving to 24-hour pest control. But I tell you one thing: when I go across the bridges I go across now, I'm gonna have all the windows down, and I'm gonna have a flotation device around my body, and then I'll take it off on the other side of the bridge.
No,
Okay, I'm
no,
gonna
you're
keep it.
not.
I'm gonna
It's
keep it
not.
right
It's
in
not
in
practical.
my front seat.
It's not practical. But let me ask you this: how many people have you been? Come on. How many people have you gotten into pest control? You're always trying to recruit people. I know a woman, you
Yeah.
helped her get her business going. How many people, and why is that important to you?
Well, the person that you talking about is Francis. What's her name? Is that name Cartwright?
That's
Anyway,
it.
I got her started in her. So she has a company called Total Termination. So I got her started. She off on her own, and no, I don't own a piece of it. So, and then now what I'm doing is I've gotten my nephew. He's gonna be starting his company called a Victim Pest Control. And so that's number two. I got a third person I got two more people I'm working on. So what they're doing now is they're starting to take the pre-tests that they have to take in order to get the commercial applicator license, because you have to be a commercial applicator in order to get a business license from the Maryland Department of Agriculture. So
How much can a pest control business make a year?
a pest control business can make hundreds of thousands of dollars if they got contracts, or they have a lot of residential or commercial projects. Like, for instance, like termites is the number one thing that makes the bulk of the money in pest control, because the termites be eating up the wood in your house, and you can't see them a lot of times until you start seeing, like, erosion of the woods. The house starts to creak when you walk. That means you got to go down the basement, and if you got one, or you got to open up the walls and put some cameras in there to investigate what the world is going on behind the wall. Because you see them old pictures down when we was growing up, where they run a termite commercial and the house fall down. You saw those commercials. Them termites is like they look like little ants, but they can cause a whole lot of problems. Okay, they can cause structural problems.
What's the biggest challenge in Baltimore City, rodent or pest control wise?
The mice and the rats. That's the biggest challenge. Because they populate so quick. That and think about us, during the time COVID was going on, they didn't let us go out and do any pest control. So now the pest population has quadrupled. We
Why
still
didn't they
trying to
let
play
you
catch
do
up
that?
from that,
Why?
because they didn't want us in. They didn't want pest control people in people's houses during the COVID period. That's what the state decided.
So one of your clients is the city of Philadelphia, so it can be
Yeah,
very lucrative.
absolutely. I got we do about like 85 schools up there.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. I love Philly, man. Philly remind you of Baltimore. All these little urban centers look the same. Okay, but the people up there that I've encountered, and the people that I encounter are basically people that's in food service and maintenance, and then I do some residential stuff up there. But I've been up there since 2018, so it's been. Look, I feel like I'm going on vacation when I'm riding up to Philly.
You told me that black people in Philadelphia look out for you.
They do. I mean,
They look out for your business.
they sure do. I really believe in that you hear the phrase that Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Well, guess what, Donnie? I've experienced the city of brotherly love, and them brothers up there look out for you up there in Philly.
Do Baltimore look out for you?
Baltimore can be kind of iffy. I mean, they you know how they are, Donnie. They like you one day and they hate you the next. So it's kind of iffy down here in Baltimore. I mean, I'm from Baltimore, and I got a right to tell the truth. Okay.
So you're willing to help somebody get into business if they're serious?
If they're serious, yeah, ain't no question. I think that your blessings, Donnie, come from not only you succeeding, but you showing other people how to succeed. Yeah, you get. I mean, God give you blessings for that. You just can't hog it all, right? You gotta give something back.
All right, now tell them about this show you have.
Oh, I got a show that comes on Thursday. Let me see if I got one of the. Hold on a second.
This man is a marketing guru. We're talking with Bishop Barry Chapman of Bishop Barry's Pest Control.
Can you see that? That's two-way talk. Okay, radio show every Thursday from 12 to 1, WFBR 1590 AM. I know you're going to bring that up, Donnie. I was ready for you. I do. That's one of my little entrepreneur things, right? So that's every Thursday from 12 to 1, WFBR 1590 AM. And I'm glad you brought that up because now you're going to show me how to do my podcast. Okay, so I'm had a radio show and the podcast.
Well, tell them about your podcast.
Well, I'm going to get Donnie Glover to show me how to do all that streaming stuff, how to create the podcast, and then because I think that what happens a lot of times, Donnie, is that we don't have a really link between older folks and younger folks, so there's a big gap. So I'm gonna start gearing the podcast to closing that gap. Okay, because think about this for a second. You have the older folks that can help navigate the younger folks through all the trials and tribulations that they're gonna go through in life. And if you don't close that gap, we're just going to just have this little merry-go-round keep going around, round and round. Now, what is that you got? You got that plaque, Donnie? When did I give you that plaque?
A few years ago. Gave me a couple of them.
I gave you a couple of them. Okay.
Yeah. Bishop makes these plaques, trying to showcase it. But why do you do these plaques?
Well, let me tell you the story behind that. So I went to.
He definitely put the logo on the back.
Yeah, I went to the Maryland Institute of Art, Maryland Institute College of Art, down there off of Mount Royal. I went to there and I learned wood design. The first thing I made was a living room table, right? And it showed you how to put the table together and put it in a vise and glue it together and all that kind of stuff. So I was fiddling around one day, because I write poems, right? And I wanted to make my mother a Mother's Day plaque, right? So I cut a piece of wood, then I took the poem and I laminated it, and I found some glue and glued it to it and sealed it, and then I've been rolling ever since.
Why are you giving away, Bishop?
Well, because listen. Our time on earth is limited, so you gotta be able to give back to people who having a positive impact on your life. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give people stuff. Let them know that they're important too. I'm not the only person that's important. Other people are important too, and all of us got a right to contribute to society.
All right, now tell them about your union activities.
Oh, I represent right now. I'm a labor representative. I represent the court workers statewide. Okay, it's a labor love. I don't get paid for it, but every time they have the court system in any jurisdiction discipline the employees call me, and I represent them in the grievance hearings. Right, I've had 4 of them down at the Circuit Court for Baltimore City this year alone. Okay, where some people have got suspended, letters of reprimand, and I go in there and so AOC, which is the administrative office of the courts, they basically they pick another clerk from another jurisdiction to come in and hear the cases of whatever, because they don't let the clerk like Xavier Conaway doesn't hear the cases in the circuit court.
Is that boy last name Conaway? Because I heard he changed his name.
That's what I heard too. I think
these damn political families.
It was look. I think I
don't let nobody tell you politics ain't a business, and anybody tell you, oh, they got nepotism over there. Well, as soon as they get in there and take that seat, they're gonna be the same damn way.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. Yeah, you say
Oh,
you
they got their family a job. As soon as they get in there, then they get their whole damn family a job.
Yeah, well, you know what? Somebody need to take a look at that. Okay?
Give me competence.
Yeah, give me confidence too. Yeah, you want, if you say you can do a job.
Everybody want to be slick. You know what Jimmy Britton said about slick? The slickest thing you can do is stop being slick.
You talking about Jimmy Britton, the caterer?
The one and only.
Yeah. Yeah, how he doing?
I got to give him a call. I haven't talked to him lately.
Okay, yeah.
But he, like you, have been nothing but a big brother to me in business. Because, you know, running a business, you got to hang with other entrepreneurs because they're the ones that are going to keep you inspired and motivated. No disrespect to 9-to-5ers, but it's a different world.
It is a different world. And I say to this, Donnie, that you got to be a little different to be in business for yourself.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah, because it's hard work, and when you first start out, you get so many doors shut in your face. But let me tell you something. When it start clicking,
But you also get some encouragement. Diane Bell McCoy gave me my first contract. Actually, it was a man who worked for her.
Okay.
But my first contract was for less than 1 hour of work, and I made $1,000 based on what I knew.
Okay,
and
well,
who I knew.
Well, listen, you've been out there a long time, doing that journalism thing, and you've made it shine a light on some things. Other thing I want you to remember too now is that remember when the women business enterprises, and when the MBEs, when they first started passing them laws about maybe somewhere 20, 30 years ago, it really didn't mean anything at the time because you had Arnold, John LaVette and them down there fighting, trying to make sure that they got the set-asides, right?
And Bob Clay. Don't forget Robert Lee Clay, the one who got killed.
They said
when O'Malley was running for governor.
Yeah.
And they said he committed suicide because we don't know strong black men with a pocket full of money that's committing suicide any time today. That ain't happening.
Listen.
That ain't happening. You can take that on down. Go on down the road there somewhere, boy.
When I heard that they say he killed himself, I said that's a damn lie.
Damn right. Just like Suda. Like Detective Suda.
Yeah.
Ain't no cat from DC gonna kill himself in a dirty Baltimore alley. Not happening.
And he was going to go be a federal
testify the next day.
The next day.
Against dirty cops.
Mm-hmm.
In Baltimore. That's why they gave Gun Trace Task Force that time just to solve, to calm the public down. Because we know about dirty cops.
Yeah, we did.
Black and white.
Yeah, we know about it. Yeah, they've been doing their thing.
There's one other venture that I need to ask you about.
Okay.
The cannabis.
The what? Oh, the cannabis. Yeah. Okay. So
the weed.
Yeah. So we had a trial back in July of 22 that we won up in the Office of Administrative Hearings up in Hunt Valley, where we originally had won a license back in 2019, where the Morgan State University students they were going over the applications, and we ranked very high. I think I sent you a copy of that case, and so there at that point we got a letter from saying that we were going to be awarded the license, and then they reneged and said that they weren't going to give us the license. All right. So then COVID hit, and we wasn't able to get into court until July of 2022. So it's been an uphill battle. So now what we're doing is we got a date from the state saying that we got to be fully operational as a processor by June the 15th. What we're doing at this point is asking for an extension because now we had a meeting with some partners, some brothers out of Howard. That are growers, and we're gonna link up a partnership with them, try to get that thing the deadline extended to either December the 31st or the first the end of the first 90 days of 25. But it's been an uphill battle. But you know, I don't have.
I would think it would be easier now that we have a black governor.
What they got to do with it? Okay, so I mean,
Well,
I'm not
when a whole lot of people were celebrating the fact that Maryland finally has a black governor. We don't want to make that Obama mistake again. What is it supposed to mean for black people? Now, I heard that crock of crap. Oh, he ain't just the governor for black people. Time out. When he got a Jewish governor, a white governor, a Republican governor, whatever, they look out for their people.
Yeah, they do.
Now I'm starting to hear this Obama thing again. Like I ain't supposed to expect nothing. I ain't supposed to expect nothing. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Well, anytime you have.
I like making money.
Yeah.
Anything else is subterfuge. That's the word for the day. Subterfuge.
Them to look out for their people. The question is that when his term is up, you know, hopefully he'll have a list of things that he did for the African American community. We'll see.
Okay? I want to know now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we need to get him on the show and interview and ask him to give us his agenda for African American entrepreneurs.
All of the state agencies were put on point. Get a plan to get your numbers up to the 29% by the state. Then we have somebody like a Herman Taylor, to me, who comes in and has an MBE night in Annapolis, which seems like a big joke.
Yeah, well, guess what? I think
usurping something so fundamentally important to this news operation, a clown like Herman Taylor, who looks out for himself. He's no Arnold Jolivet. He's no Bob Clay.
But the other thing is that so who's gonna have the oversight on making sure that it gets up to 29%? Who oversees that goal? And then come down on the agencies who don't meet the goal.
These and other questions. Bishop, we got a couple of minutes, then I got to head on down to Howard University for Black Wall Street, 12 noon. Man, we got a list of honorees, including the director of Black media for the White House, Roderica Applewhite. It's going to be a glorious day. Oh, hallelujah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's a nice little ride, Donnie. That's about 45 minutes to an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's why I ain't playing.
Well,
don't be on my way as I'm coming down the road. I got somewhere to go. Don't be in my way.
You have a safe trip down there, and I hope that the sun come out so it can be more of a glorious day and get rid of this overcast.
Well, thank God it ain't raining or snowing. Thank you, Lord. We grateful.
Hey, look, Lamar's went out like a lion, didn't it? It's got cold. So it ain't go out like a lamb. It came in like a lamb, but it's going out like a lion.
Who gonna win this election?
Which one?
Mayor.
I think Sheila gonna win it, Donnie. I think that did you see that commercial they put out on Brandon?
No.
They put out a commercial where Brandon's feet is going backwards, and they show up on the screen and say, "Nice guy, bad mayor." He didn't get his people to fill out this $10 million grant from HUD for housing.
I want to know where all that damn Safe Street money went and why.
Well, the other thing is, so isn't Catholic Charities over the oversight organization over Safe Streets now?
They need to be pulled on the carpet too, because we ain't got a lot of faith in the Catholics. I mean, look at the churches and these pedophile priests.
Listen.
Am I missing something? You got a track record of abusing kids. How the hell I'm gonna trust you with adults? And you need to pay them people that got hurt on your watch.
Yeah, well, guess what? They went bankrupt, didn't they? They went bankrupt.
They get money from the city of Baltimore.
Yeah, but they went. Well, that money probably went under another division. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Another corporation.
Reopened under another name.
Exactly. Okay. You know what Mitt Romney say? Corporations.
The boys still selling dope out this spot, according to Fox News. It was a raid, and they selling dope.
Okay, well,
and they give away some plates of hot dogs and hamburgers sometimes too, with little baked beans.
Well,
baked beans with a little bit of brown sugar in there or something.
Yeah, they stop that shooting. They got to give them something to eat, distract them, and stop that shooting.
All right, Bishop.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Donnie. I appreciate you giving me a live interview on Black USA
Oh,
News.
many more.
You know,
You've always been there for me, and I appreciate your business. Go ahead and
I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna be there for you some more.
And I ain't gonna turn.
All you gotta do is call me.
Give me your closing spiel.
Every day is a good day. Every day above ground is a good day. I don't care what's going on.
Up the day, down tomorrow, do your day and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. Pharaoh said hello, by the way.
Who?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, tell Pharaoh. So don't forget to have the lady get in touch with me about the mobile cannabis thing that you had her call me. I didn't hear from her yet.
Who?
I remember the lady you put on the phone last week.
I don't. We helping so many people. They'll call back.
They'll call
and
back.
If they ain't got no check, I ain't talking anyway. This the
all
check.
Right.
We collect. This is bill money month. We collecting all this week a number of bill money.
There you go.
I am somebody. I am my brother's keeper. Great weekend, everybody. Read up on your candidates. Don't take anybody's opinion on any of these candidates. Do your own research, Democrat, Republican, or otherwise. I do hope you don't vote for Trump. Good morning, world.
Have a good day, Danny.
You too, big brother.